Hey, how's it going? We're finally live on YouTube. So I just want to say hey, and if anybody's watching right now and you're just watching the replay, that this is going to be one of the first and finally official live streams here in this drum studio. Got a couple different angles here, feet cam and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you're watching right now, let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I'm so friggin' pumped that this finally works. It's been like 2 years waiting for proper internet, and then this past month has been so stressful and frustrating trying to get all this stuff to work. So I'm really pumped now that this is actually going and that you guys are hanging out here live. So I'm just gonna hang out a little bit here, and hopefully some people start showing up. And if they got questions, work on some questions. And if you have any questions, drop them in the chat right now. I will try and answer them to the best of my knowledge. And just a heads up, in future streams I'm going to be doing like live requests and stuff occasionally, most likely over on Twitch, because there's a lot of parameters and stuff with YouTube and like DMCA blocking and copywriting videos. I was actually talking to a good friend of mine, Samus. He's streaming right now too, ironically. And he was saying, yeah, it's a lot. He's already got a copyright strike against him for a video. So I'm going to try and stay away from that. But I also want to do like some fun stuff too. So I can't wait to like really grow with this and grow with you and have some fun and play some drums. So yeah, no, this is really cool so far. So if you guys are just tuning in now, just kind of getting the hang of this, and gonna see how it goes actually. So before I popped on, did some live stream stuff, but it wasn't anything like quite elaborate as this. Hi. So yeah, just gonna hop on the drums here and start playing now. Let me know if you guys think it's too loud or what's up. Bye. You guys still here with me? Just thought I'd play a little something here. Again, we'll do like the live drum covers and stuff eventually and do all the requests and whatnot. But mainly I want this to be about you. So if you're coming here like to ask questions about your drumming, I'd be more than happy to help you. And you know, I don't like live streaming is great for entertainment. Excuse me. Purposes, but I kind of want to mix it up too, right? And so if you're really looking for some like tidbits of tips and tricks and stuff, we'll do like some topic focus live streaming subjects in the future. So like double bass technique or just like hand stuff or groove or timing or any of that stuff. We can go over it all and just do like small little tidbits of like maybe hour-long segments and do it live, kind of like a group coaching kind of idea. And that's kind of where I really want to go with this. A lot of people do the drum cover stuff, which is fine, but I'd rather help you out. So yeah. Hey, so we have some comments now. Former everything. Looks like a drummer show. Yeah, we got a few cymbals here and a couple drums. So rock on, man. Thanks for showing up and saying hey. Mario. Hey man, how's it going? Thanks so much for showing up. This is very cool of you. And yeah, so this is new, obviously, and I'd like to keep this going for at least once a week. Who else we got here? Dion Sheds. Great stuff, by the way. Love your work, man. Hey, dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. If you guys didn't watch any of these videos, then I would probably still make them. But seeing the comments that come in and stuff where people are commenting saying like, oh, this helped me, or there's just like the funny comments and stuff, that's always fun too. But that's what really pushes it. John Johnson, sounds good. That kit sounds robust. Robust. There's a few other things I can call robust, but yeah, that's probably one of the first times I heard it heard it been called robust. Oh man. Mario again, clean blast beats. Hey, thanks, man. It's work in progress. Work in progress. And former everything cool. Shellfire. Hey, how's it going, Shell? Woo, she says. Excuse me, just had to get a little bit of drink of water here. Let's put on some background music. If you ever wanted to know what this background music is, it's my band that I play in currently. Don't do a whole lot right now because everybody's really hectic with families and stuff. And yeah, so if you ever wondered what the music was playing in the background, that's from our band. It's called Terrorhorse, and you can look us up online. There's a bunch of different stuff. Sounds perfect. All right, thanks so much. Eccentric Juices. That's quite that's quite a YouTube name, unless you do like cold pressed juices and stuff. That's eccentric, of course. Cameron, I can't do heel toe on chain pedals. Help me. Sorry if I'm getting this, like saying this wrong. Chelososa Music asked about heel toe on chain pedals. Okay, so let's switch up the camera views here, and we're gonna do a little bit of heel toe stuff. I guess seeing as I've done quite a bit here recently on the channel, don't mind my partially bald legs here. Ugh. So hopefully you can still hear me. I think this will reach far enough. Okay. So what exactly is happening with the heel toe on your chain pedals? Like, can you not get the response you want? Like, are you just pressing your foot down and you're not getting the initial hit and you're not getting the rebound off the kick drum? Or what is it exactly? Just let me know in the chat with a comment. Excuse me. And then I'll help you out a little bit and see if I can't guide you in the right direction. Michael Bryant, hello. Hello. Michael Bryant, how's it going, man? I am a machine. No, I'm human. We're all human, man. But thank you so much, dude. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Strap drive is better than chain. I don't know. That's personal choice, man. Okay, for instance, like the double pedals are basically the vehicle that's going to allow you to play the music that you want with the techniques you want to make transparent to provide you with the satisfaction and providing everybody else with the satisfaction of playing music. So when it comes down to like things like chain and direct drive and stuff like that, obviously there's going to be some different response and stuff, but I think ultimately like it's just being able to express ourselves, right? So I don't want everybody to get too hung up on preferences. Like seriously, it gets to be a lot, and then you like forget to practice, and then you're just mad at yourself because you don't practice, and you're like, well, what the hell's going on? Well, we're worrying too much about semantics. Todd, what's up? My #1 YouTube commenter, dude. You're the man. You're the man. Thanks so much. Your comments warm my heart, and it's a very, very hard task to do. Okay, so Cello's music is saying, I can't seem to get the movements down nor the response from the pedals. I use an electric kit, by the way. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know what kind of electronic kit you have. I don't know how your pedals are set up. I can't see exactly what you're doing on your pedals for you to not get the results that you want. So this is what I want you to do, my friend. I want you to send me an email to Cameron@CameronFleury.com, or you can just go to my Academy webpage or to the About section on my YouTube channel and look for my email. Send me an email, and inside that email, this goes for everybody, not just this guy. So if you have any questions about technique or anything, send them in my email, okay? But inside that email, before we get sidetracked, I want you to send me a short video recorded on your phone, okay? And just make sure, for instance, let's just make sure your feet are visible like this, okay? So that I can see your pedals on your, or so I can see your feet on your pedals. And then so I can see exactly what's happening. I don't want like a super close up, kind of take it further back, put that inside of the email, give me like a breakdown of what's happening, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I can with a response. Sometimes it takes a little bit, and you know, I have no excuses. It just takes a little bit, okay? So I won't forget about you, but do send me that email with that information and that video, and I'll try my best to help you. Yeet. Okay, yeet. DJ Susano, I think that's how you say it. What's up, man? Thanks for joining in on the chat. Todd Gasser again. You're phenomenal, bro. I have questions, but I'm still working. Todd, that's all right, brother, man. Send them my way, or send them to my email, or you can drop them later in the replay of this chat, because I feel like I'm going to post this video up online afterwards. Okay, so let's not get sidetracked here. Okay, so we're just going to go over the heel toe real quick, all right? This is something that I don't mention in my videos, and I think it's really important to note, to take note of and understand, is that when I'm showing you how to do something, it's based off of experience, my experience, and it's not like, it's not the only way to do it, okay? So if you come across any of these videos of mine and you have a way that works for you without injuring yourself, or, you know, without giving yourself tendonitis and crippling yourself up, then go for it, man, because it's music, right? So, okay, first motion, I'll show you here on the left foot. I'm basically floating my feet, right? Like this for my ankle technique normally. Right? My calf is contracting here. And so you can see that the beater is actually off of the kick drum skin. So when I go into my first position off of that, naturally my heel is already going to be up. So when I'm coming out of like something like this, I'm going to drop my heel down like this, okay? And what's actually happening when I drop my heel the heel is not making the stroke. It's the flat-footed contact on the pedal board that's making the stroke, okay? It's more like I'm dropping it here, and it's like this part all the way up to the toe that's making the first stroke. It's kind of like a toe-toe, and a lot of guys do it. I learned it from John Longstreth from Origin, and we all kind of adapted our own ways to make it work for us, right? So the first stroke is just coming out of this position and then dropping it, right? So, right? And then same thing goes with the right foot, right? It's like a leg, and you're just like that, okay? It's going to be really tough at slower tempos. So this is more or less an advanced technique that you're going to put, you know, into play after you've managed to comfortably play like 180, 190 with your feet, because it's really hard to do at slower tempos. It's not impossible, but it's totally possible, but it's just easier to do at higher tempos, okay? So basically the first motion is dropping it down, and the second motion is a toe tap, okay? Right? And that's really what we're looking to do once we start learning the motion, okay? Is to get that kind of swinging thing. And that's what John showed me too. So I'm not going to take full credit for that. That's all John Longstreth. If you don't know him, he is the master. So really, we're looking to do that bounce. So what works best is just to do like eighth notes on the right hand, snare on 2 and 4, and then add that kind of like swing on your foot. Okay, so once you start getting that technique down, or that like double motion, that's essentially all that's going to be happening, okay? So once you do the double like that, it's going to be basically filling in the other side with your other foot, okay? Like this. And you see how kind of like my feet are rocking a little bit here? Okay, so in brief, that's basically what's happening. You're just doing those two motions. It's basically that, and then you're speeding it up, okay? And I don't want to go too far into detail, but I will be having a masterclass available shortly that just talks about the mechanics of the heel toe. It's basically the first part of my heel toe mastery course, but it's like every section with every breakdown in the mechanics and the motion with explanations and slides and all that good stuff. And it's like a third of the price of the course. So if you're not on my email list, if you're not on my email list already, you won't know about it, because normally I don't sell it to the public. So if you hop on my email list, you'll get notified for that. And yeah, so look forward to that. Okay, let's play some more drums again. Hey, okay. So yeah, if anybody else is hopping on here and has got any questions, then yeah, just let me know. Unless you guys are just here to watch me play drums, and at any rate, then I can do that, no problem. Man, this old guy's getting out of shape. Oh. Hey Charles, what's going on, man? I feel like I got COVID. Play Harvester of Sorrow. Harvester of Sorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna play any covers today necessarily. Earlier back in the stream, I kind of explained that YouTube isn't the best with like especially music. Period. And I don't necessarily want to make it about covers. I want to make it about you guys and helping you out with your drumming and stuff. And try and change things up a little bit. But the next couple of streams, likely on Twitch or something like that, I'm definitely gonna have like a whole song request platform and stuff where you guys can submit music for me to fail foolishly at. So yeah. Hope you feel better, Charles, man. I had COVID too, and it was the worst. It was the worst. I felt like I was, like, I got hit by a truck the one day, and it was just like, oh, just nasty stuff. So, dude, I know where you're at. Just make sure you drink lots of fluids and get some rest, all right? Philip Pontes. Sorry if I said that wrong, man. I'm French-Canadian, so. What is the best settings for the pedal in the swivel technique? Excuse me. The best pedal settings for swivel technique are the best settings that work for you. Like, I don't play swivel. I have like my left knee isn't the best from martial arts, and so I stay away from that. I just do the ankle technique and heel toe. But from a scientific or like technical point of view, I would say that you would want like a little bit higher spring tension. You obviously, here, I'll show you on the pedals. You want nice rebound, right? So especially with heel toe too, these have really, really tight springs on them. They're almost maxed out. And the reason why I say that is because once you get going on your pedals, you want constant motion, right? So you don't want to be limited by the pedal. You want it to work with your foot. And so that's why we go tighter with our springs. That's kind of the logic around it. Who do we have next here? Stefano. Hey, Stefano. Thanks so much for leaving a comment, man. Welcome. I've been playing drums for nearly 15 years, and I never... Okay. We'll keep this pretty civil, but let me read this. I've been playing drums for nearly 15 years, and I never got laid with a fan after a show. Is this usual, or am I a potential weirdo? I don't know, man. Like, is that the vibe you give off to them? I'm not here to give dating advice. Like, I don't know. I can't really tell you. I don't know you. So maybe wash up afterwards. I don't know. It depends what kind of girls you're talking to, but jeez. Oh, God. Strange. I've been a drummer for 4... Oh, God. Yeah, sure, Daniel. I'm sure you have. That's what you tell everybody. Yeah, man. Yeah, Charles, it is brutal. Omicron. I don't know how much different that is from like the first strain or variant or whatever, but COVID in a nutshell, no thanks. Yeah, you're going to probably be out for a good solid 3 to 4 days. So hopefully less. But can you tell us or show us about your Meinl custom dark cymbals? I have a set of the basic custom darks and want to add a splash and a China crash or something and want them to match. Hey, Matt. Matthew, sorry if you prefer Matthew. Yeah, man, I'd be more than happy to. Let's just switch up the camera angles here. Okay, so here's a rundown. This is a Meinl 17-inch Dark Crash. Okay, now it sounds different. Okay, but in a mix, in the context, it works really well because it's really good with guitars and stuff. Here, listen. Okay, so it's kind of bright, it's harsh, but that's what the lineup is. It's a little thicker, and it's great because it'll last you a lot longer. And so this is a 17. I stay away from the smaller sizes just because I like the wash of the bigger sizes. So that's why I went with the 20-inch dual crash over here. Now, the Classics custom stuff is like the best bang for your buck in that price range. And then once you start going into like Bisons and stuff, it's like a small fortune, right? So this crash is great because you get the original classic sound, and then you get that little bit of dark as well from that series. So they laid the end here, and I'll just play that for you so you can hear. But it's a 20-inch, gives you a nice wide wash, and it sits really good with guitars and stuff in a mix. So yeah, that's the model that just came out this year. Here, let me rearrange this. Or sorry, last year. It's now 2023. Happy New Year, right? Yeah, so those are cool. I haven't tried out any of the other ones, but it's like you listen to them online and then you play them in person, and it's like two different things, right? So moving on. This is actually... This is a 10-inch splash, but it's upside down on like this China Kang thing. You guys remember the Max Sax that Sabian made for Mike Portnoy? This is basically half of that with an upside down 10-inch splash. So yeah, it's got like a cut. I don't know if the splash does anything other than like choke out the China Kang, but here we are. So moving on. This little guy out front is an 8-inch. It's great when I don't miss it, but here, have a listen. Again, with that lineup, like the dark stuff, crashes, I would go a little bit bigger in size. The splashes are great. They're great because they cut. Like, they're just really quick, nice and sharp, and then there's like a short decay. It's got a weird decay sound, but that's not what you're getting these cymbals for. You're getting it to cut through like metal guitars and stuff. Now this has won an award, this cymbal here, the 18-inch Dark China. Mine's got a little bit of a crack in it, so I got to get a new one. But if you're going to get a China, definitely get that. Let's have a listen. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Yeah, so if you want to add a splash, then you can look at the other dark stuff, but definitely check out the new duals, Matthew, Mr. Lockard. Check out the duals because they're really good. So, okay, let's see what else we have here. Man, I thought those pedals were dualists. Nope, I'm an Axis artist. These are the Axis AL2s. So, 2 single pedals with the drive shaft. Nothing fancy. Wow, they're nice. Let's see. The Coco Daddy. What's up, man? Thanks for commenting. Thanks for showing up. I see your comments all the time on the videos. I really appreciate you, dude. So, who is your favorite drummer to mimic on the funny cover videos? This is my first live stream. And also, who is your personal favorite drummer? Any music genre? Oh, dude. Okay, sorry about that. I just had a little bit of a brain fart. Who is... Okay, so I grew up loving Neil Peart and Mike Portnoy, like their prog playing and just like the hand over foot. And so I was filming it with my younger brother, and whenever, I don't know if you guys have siblings, but whenever me and my brothers get together, it's just like silly shenanigans. So he does really good video, and he used to come and film my covers and stuff because he's way better at it than I was. And I was like, dude, what if we did this? And he's like, what's the guy look like? I'm like, here, I'll show you a picture. I'll just pull him up on my phone or whatever. I'll Google Mike Portnoy. And of course, the first picture that comes up is the one with the blue goatee. And it's just like, oh, we have to exaggerate that. And this is going to be so fun to do. So in brief, that was probably like the funnest person to play as. And having him share that was like, that was insane. I almost crapped my pants. Like, it was so cool, man. He's one of my favorite drummers, and yeah. So, if that answers your questions. And welcome to your first live stream. That's my operatic voice. Also, who's your personal favorite drummer? Any musical genre? Dude, I wish I had one personal favorite. I really wish I did, but it's so hard to really just be pigeon-toed and handcuffed into one drummer. Excuse me. I would say like Neil Peart is up there, but it's a combination of a bunch of different drummers. Neil Peart, Bill Bruford, like all the proggy guys, right? And then like when I started coming up playing music and stuff, I started with piano, and then I played a lot of funk drums and big band and jazz stuff. Yes, I started with jazz and world rhythms, and yeah, but I always played metal. And so those guys playing prog and stuff was in fusion was kind of like that nice cross, right? And it was like a gateway drug. It was like smoking one marijuanas, right? And then getting hooked to something else. But yeah, so without giving you my whole life story, that's what's up. Can you play the same skill with any type of pedal, like a DW pedal? I don't know, but that would make a great video. Or like a great video, wouldn't it? Philip should. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can legally do that because I'm kind of contractually bound to playing one set of pedals. So. I'd have to check with them on that, but I think that would be a sick video. Man Collins, what song is playing in the background? Those are songs from my band. So, yeah. That's me on the drums, obviously. No, actually, I'm in the kazoo. Just wait for my solo. You're going to love it. But, yeah, no, that's my band in the background. AJMS. Oh yeah, Man Collins, my band is called Terrorhorse, like Terror and horse. All one word. We don't have anything up on Spotify and whatnot. Took it all down. Some bull crap that happened in the past. But we'll have it up again here shortly. So, what are your best tips and exercises to build solid blast beats? And how long do I practice them during practice sessions? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Do it from this view. Hey. Okay, we're back. All right, so really what you're doing is you're layering a single stroke roll between your hands as 16th notes, for instance, because you can play any subdivision. And then so alternating 16th notes with our hands, and then 8th notes that are alternating with our feet. So what would be the best way to build that? How do you think you should do it? Okay, I'm going to show you, but I also want you to give me an answer in the comments. I want to leave it up to you to figure it out as well. Kind of give you a little bit of information. Here's what I would do, okay? We're always connecting the right hand with the right foot. My mic was off. Right, so if we just do 16th notes on our snare drum on a single playing surface and then keep our 8th notes underneath with our feet, then that's really going to help us. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so you want to practice doing that, right? You really want to lock in that right hand, right foot. Okay, so I wouldn't do it for longer than like 5 minutes at a time. If you're just going to do singles with your hands, 16th notes, and then 8ths with your feet, run it on a metronome or with a metronome. And don't do it for longer than like 5 or 10 minutes. Anything after that, you're just going to get sick and tired of it, and you're going to get fed up, and you're not going to progress because you're just going to not give a shit. So 5 to 10 minute increments. Ooh, I said a bad word. You're not going to really care, right? So 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. And you'll have your 45 minutes to an hour a week of just doing that to develop it. Excuse me. The point I want to send home here is that you don't need to play 6 to 8 hours a day. You need to play shorter, focused practice sessions for like 2 to 3 times a week. You want to make it fun. You want to jam. You want to do all that good stuff. Okay, so focus on that. Hands and feet, and then you can play it on different playing surfaces too, right? Because if you're trying to develop your blast, you want to make it musical too. So this is just playing it on the ride is okay, but if we learn to do it on different surfaces like this, it becomes musical. Don't worry about the speed yet. Get it down nice and tight, and then if you find your technique's a little off or you're straining, then you're trying to go too fast or you're gripping the sticks too hard. And I've got a bunch of technique videos and stuff on that you can go over to, okay? Oh, Philip. Thank you. Thank you very much. Which interface do you use? Which one do you recommend? I use the Focusrite 18i20 3rd generation, and it's maybe like $500 US. It's pretty cheap. But it's got everything you need. If you only need 8 inputs, it's perfect for drums. Okay, you don't need anything super expensive. All right, I don't care who you are. You're not recording, like Glenn Fricker would say, you're not recording Celine Dion. So if you want to go out and buy Neve preamps, go for it. But learn how to use cheap ones and then work on your ears. Go from there. So all I use are like focused, or like entry-level Focusrite preamps and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. I think if you're gonna start to get in the realm of like doing drum covers and stuff, I would focus more on getting the room to sound good. And that's the most important part. Like, there's treatment above here. Here, let's see. You see this treatment back here? I actually built all these. And then the ones in the corners are full of insulation as well for the low end. And I did that all around the room just to help with the acoustics and stuff, because I knew if I was gonna put a bunch of nice drums and gear in here, that it wasn't gonna sound as good as it could if the room was properly treated, right? So just keep that in mind when you're going into, if you're ever getting into recording drums or, you know, just doing covers and stuff. So yeah, Focusrite 18i20 3rd gen. Look it up, Sweetwater, Guitar Center. Depends where you are. Have I ever worked with Drumeo? No, I haven't. And maybe in the future, that would be cool. That would be cool. I've met Jared a handful of times, and he's a really good dude. So, yeah, but haven't worked with him. How tight are my doubles nowadays? You mean like double strokes with my feet or with my hands? Hey, hey, hey. Great to see you, man. Drift the Planet. I don't even know your name, but I'll call you Drift the Planet. I always see you commenting on stuff too. Dude, much appreciated, dude. Yeah, finally streaming. Okay. Like a year ago, they're like, hey, fiber optics fiber is coming to your town. And we're out in the country, right? So I'm like, yeah, sweet. Can't wait, because then I want to do streaming and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, do lessons and do coaching and not have to worry about the internet. And I don't have to upload videos overnight because it takes 5 hours. And, yeah, so that took a lot longer than what they said it would. And here we are now. So. With my feet, they're not bad. They could be better. They could always be better. I'm not perfect, but practice makes progress, right? So they're okay. You want to hear them? I'm kidding. AJMS says, I think with developing blast beats comes with a lot of patience, to answer your question. Thanks for the tip as well. I'll be sure to check out the videos. Yeah, you're very welcome, dude. Yeah, patience. I think if you're focusing on the right things, it's not going to require as much patience of you. But patience is definitely not a virtue. It's something that's learned and built and developed through character over time. So just remember that, if that helps you. So yeah. Almost been streaming for an hour. This is cool. Time really flies when you're doing this stuff. You guys have been sweet. But yeah. If anybody else has any more questions, just let me know. Setup looks awesome. Pumped to learn some new stuff. Hey, I'd be more than happy to teach. I only teach if you learn, right? So, and if you practice. But what are you looking to learn, and what are you working on? Oh, here comes the Lars questions. Oh. In your opinion, is Lars really that bad of a drummer? I want you to be more specific. Are you asking about his ability to play, or is he just bad? Like, you need to specify, because just saying that somebody's a bad drummer for the sake of saying they're a bad drummer is something that I would have done in the past. And I don't think that's right. I definitely, yeah, so. Did you use a mix table or direct in audio card for recording? Are you like Death Row, I believe? Are you talking about for this live stream, or are you just talking about for, like, I don't know, just in general? Drift the Planet, still working on singles. Heel toe is way easy for me to measure. Yeah, singles are a little more, they're not as efficient as heel toe, that's for sure. And like, once you get to a certain point with speed, it's really going to take a physical and mental toll on you, right? So it's just the point of developing that. That's the thing. Yeah, so, okay, Lars does get a lot of criticism for not being very technical. Is that a valid criticism? Well, I think criticizing somebody for the fact of validating their criticism is not really a good approach to it. Yeah, if you want to get philosophical or psychological with it, I think that he's one of the greatest. He's an easy target. There is a community of people who share the same values and beliefs about him as a drummer, but neglect to remember what he's done for the community and how many people he's actually inspired to play the instrument and build a culture of the metal industry and community and entertainment, you know, in our society. I think he's had a really big grasp and hand at that. So just because he's not technical doesn't mean he's not a good drummer. There's lots of guys like that who, it depends what your value proposition is too. Like, if you're saying like, well, the drummer from AC/DC, like, or Phil Rudd or something like that, are super simple drummers, or the guy Charlie Watts there from the Rolling Stones, if you're gonna use money as a value proposition for their abilities or lack thereof, then sure, that's one way to measure it. But I don't think, you know, you have to be technical to make that much money either. It's proven, right? So yeah, I don't want to go too far into it, but like, yeah, you're probably just wondering where I stand with it, because people only see the one side of the coin when they see videos like that from me. So, and those are old too. People change, right? People are like leaves. They grow leaves, they drop the leaves, and they grow again, right? So that's what those videos are. But I leave them up because they get a lot of views. Like, no, I'm kidding. Let's see. Yeah. As a guitar player, I say as long as you can keep a beat, play to a click, and you're easy to work with, you're good. Yeah. What more do you need? Like, man. Like, I think it's drummers or other musicians that like to nitpick musicians. You know what I mean? Because there's like a large, like, there's 7.8 billion people on this floating rock that most of them listen to music. Let's say like 70% of them listen to music, and they don't play music. Like, there's a small group of us that are instrumentalists or musicians, and we're the ones picking apart other people's playing abilities. You don't hear someone who just listens to music or enjoys it like, oh yeah, did you hear that? Like, Lydian scale goes into Phrygian, and it's like Asus. Like, there's nobody that's listening to the radio who's dissecting it like that, other than musicians. So, just one of those things. Yeah, as long as you can keep a beat, play to a click, and easy to work with, you're good. And I think, like, you can just be easy to work with, and that would be enough. Because, like, holy crap, man, I don't know how many musicians you guys have worked with, but yeah, there's a lot of people who aren't easy to work with, and it makes the experience way less enjoyable. And that can be a super great guitar player or musician, you know. So it's like I would rather take somebody who's easy to work with and who needs work on their guitar than the other way around, because I don't want to butt heads trying to do something I'm passionate about, you know. Okay, so general to record a video. So I just use the same interface that I do for all my drum recordings here in my home studio and for all the YouTube stuff. It's Focusrite 18i20 3rd gen, and then because it only has 8 inputs and I'm a nerd, I needed another 8 inputs. So I got a Behringer ADA 8200, and that's like $150 for another 8 preamps. And so they just daisy chain together like guitar pedals would, and you get 16 channels. If you have that money, microphone's great, but I probably got like $700 in preamps, and that's it, and I'm still able to get decent sounds here. So just goes to show you, it's all about this and the treatment of the room and microphone positioning and the playing, and but you get it. Okay. So I haven't played in 20 years. Hi, UCMC13. I haven't played in 20 years, but still play on my steering wheel and my thighs, etc. Do you find yourself doing this even though you drum professionally? Oh, dude. I wouldn't say... It's hard to say that I'm a professional drummer. I guess we get paid to do what we love, but yes. In short, yes. It drives my wife nuts. My child loves it, but my wife not so much, because just every time you turn your phone on, it's just right. So it's just one of those. It's the innate ability to not shut it down, right? If you feel something rhythmic, then you have to express yourself. It's just like, it's a tendency. I don't know. For some people, it could be like a nervous thing or an anxious thing, or just like a coping mechanism, but for the most part, I think it's just like this intuition that we have as musicians to just naturally gravitate to different sounds and trying to make cool beats and stuff. And yeah, so that's my analogy of it. Yep, many drummers do get a bad rap for stupid reasons. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just all about sharing. Like, I don't know, man. When I hate to bring it to a dark spot, but when I go on in this life or afterlife, I want to be able to leave something behind that other people can be remembered of me of. And yeah, so that's what's great about music. But yeah, your wife does hate it. All right, I'm gonna play drums here for a minute, so just hang out, think of any questions you might have. Yeah, let's see what kind of stuff comes out here. Okay, so it's been about an hour now. I'm just going to answer a few more questions here and then call it a night. So, yeah. Ugh. Great snare. Yeah, it is. A beautiful Mapex phosphor bronze. Excuse me. When I first started, was I self-taught? There's something we need to understand about the language there with saying somebody's self-taught, because we draw inspiration from everything, right? So semantics aside, I was self-taught, and then yeah, I started taking lessons maybe about half a year to a year after that, because I was like, this is sick. Like, yeah, so I took lessons for quite a while, and I'm still learning. So yeah. What did I start? I started learning like Atreyu and Avenged Sevenfold. Now that's kind of dating me, right? So back when those bands were huge, that's really what I was going to town on. And then, like, yeah, so anything Mike Portnoy related, like Liquid Tension Experiment, I couldn't necessarily play all that stuff at the time. So, but yeah, I was really into it. Yeah, always learning, man. Always learning, and that's the key, right? You got to be willing to keep on progressing as a musician, right? Because there's always room for growth, and it might take you in another direction, and it might not. So, yeah, it's just part of the journey. I think we need to appreciate and enjoy that a lot more than the result. So it's just hard to get past that idea. But yeah, so if you guys have any more questions, just let me know. If not, then we'll hang out again soon enough, and we'll probably do some live streaming, like split it up. We'll do like a hangout, and then we'll do like a couple song requests and stuff like that. And but we'll mostly do like answering your questions for drum related stuff. So yeah, just let me know in the comments and go from there. Tips on miking a kit without a porthole. Just cut one out, dude. It'll sound too like basketball sounding. It'll be like a boing, boing, boing. It's hard to work with. Cut it out, stick the capsule in there a little bit. So, okay, what drew me to the drums? What drew you to the drums in particular? I started with the piano, and after grade 5, I don't know, I just didn't feel manly. I'm not saying it's not a masculine, like it's not saying that, but I don't know, my brother, my older brother had a drum set. That's what got me into it. So I can thank him for this this crazy addiction. I mean, there's worse things, but yeah, my brother had a drum set, and whenever he wasn't playing, I was playing, and then he'd have band practice and stuff out in the garage, and yeah, so that's how I got in, man. Thanks, bro. You're welcome. Yeah, that's true. I didn't seem manly at all. Oh, I'd rather just Hulk smash. What snare material do I like the most? I don't know, man. Different strokes for different folks. This bronze one, oh, it's so nice. Hard to find these anymore too. I also have a beautiful maple snare and a walnut snare. I really like the throaty bodiness of the maples, but I really like how the metal snares cut. So I would have to say brass or bronze. for sure. But new or old Demu? Old. I never really listened to them anyway, but my friend Chris did quite a bit. And yeah, so if there's any other questions about drums, let me know. If not, this stream is ending soon because I got to get back up to normal people stuff. All right, I'm out, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll try and make this a weekly occurrence. Okay, so I'll make it the same time usually every time, like 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, if that works for you guys. But yeah. One last question. Okay. My most used hand technique for blasts, probably the French grip, fingers. Mostly fingers, maybe a combination of wrist and fingers, kind of like a hybrid. Not like one of those electric gas vehicles. Yeah, so like French grip, fingers, and then like this as well, German grip with the palm down. Get a lot more power like that, so I like to switch between the two. Okay, and push pull, no. No, I don't do the push pull. It doesn't seem, I don't know, I could eventually. I can't say it's not for me because I've never tried it. But all right, peace out, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next week potentially. All right. So, thank you, man. Thank you for watching. Cheers, man. I'll see you guys soon.